Every single day you're online, right? Clicking, typing, connecting. But have you ever stopped to think about how websites actually hear you? How they listen to what you're telling them? It's a huge part of how the web works, and today we're going to pull back that curtain and look at the magic behind web forms. Of course you have, right? Think about it. Logging into your email, buying something online, even just sending a quick message, you're doing this all the time. You're constantly interacting with these things. They're so common, we just don't even think about them anymore. Yeah, those simple little boxes for your username and password, or your name and email, they're all part of this one really brilliant system. It's what makes the web a two-way conversation. And that's what we're going to break down today, exactly how it all works. So, what's the secret sauce here? How do websites actually hear what you have to say? Well, it all boils down to one super powerful but really simple idea: the web form. Okay, so what is a form? In the web world, a form is just the tool a website uses to collect information from you. You can think of it like a digital bridge that lets you send your info directly to the website's brain, its server. And this image just breaks it down perfectly, doesn't it? You've got a spot for your name, a spot for your email, and that big old submit button. At its very heart, that's all a form really is, just a way for you, the user, to give some input to a website. And this right here really drives home just how important they are. Without forms, the web would basically be a one-way street. You couldn't log in, you couldn't sign up for anything, you couldn't even send a message to customer support. Websites would just be talking at you, and you'd have no way to talk back. Kind of boring, right? Okay, so if the form is the house, what's it made of? What are the bricks? Well, they're called inputs, and they are the absolute building blocks that make the whole thing work. Let's dive in and take a closer look at these. See, forms use all these different kinds of inputs to make sure they get the right kind of information from you. You wouldn't want someone trying to type their name where you're supposed to pick a date, would you? That'd be chaos. So each input type is like a specialized tool for a very specific job. All right, first up is the most common one of all, the one you'll see on pretty much every form out there, the good old text input. Yup, this is your classic blank box. Its whole job is to take in any kind of plain text. That's why it's perfect for things like your name, a username, or maybe a short message. It is absolutely the workhorse of the web form. Okay, now let's get a little more specialized. We're going to look at a version of the text input that's designed for one very, very specific purpose: the email input. Now, this is where things get clever. It looks just like a regular text box, right? But it's specifically on the lookout for an email address. And get this, some web browsers are smart enough to use this input type to check if what you typed actually looks like an email, with the @ symbol and a domain name. How cool is that? Super handy. And now for one that is all about keeping your stuff safe and secure: the password input. This one's a big deal. It's all about security. You know how when you type into a password box, you just see those dots or asterisks instead of the actual letters? Well, that's the whole point. It's a really simple but totally vital feature that keeps your password hidden from, anyone who might be peeking over your shoulder. But we don't just type words, do we? Sometimes websites need to get all sorts of different information. So let's check out a few more specialized inputs that go beyond just text. Oh yeah, this is where forms get really smart and actually helpful. Let's say you need to enter a quantity for something you're buying. A number input gives you those little arrows to click up and down. Easy. Or what if you're booking a flight? A date input just pops up a handy calendar so you can click the day you want. It's all about making life easier for you. All right, let's tackle a classic debate. What is the deal with those little circles versus those little squares that you're always clicking? You know the ones I'm talking about. Well, it all comes down to one really simple rule. Can you choose one or can you choose many? And the rule is so simple. Radio buttons, those are the round ones, are for when you can only pick one thing from a list. Think yes or no. You can't be both. But checkboxes, the square ones, they're for when you can pick as many as you want. It's like choosing all your favorite pizza toppings. You don't have to pick just one. Okay, so we've seen all the individual pieces, all the building blocks. Now for the fun part. Let's see how they all come together to create a real, working form that can actually do something. And here it is, the grand finale of every form, the submit button. After you've filled everything out, this is the magic button. You click it, and it gathers up all that data and sends it off to the website to do its thing. And boom, there you have it. You put a text input for a name, an email input, a password input, and that all-important submit button together, and what do you get? You get the blueprint for pretty much every single login and sign-up form on the entire internet. So, you see, it's not really magic after all. It's just a really logical system of simple parts all working together. And now that you get it, you've kind of gained a new superpower. You can now see exactly how the interactive web is built. So let's do a quick recap. What's the big takeaway? Number 1, forms are how websites collect your data. Number 2, input types are the specific tools that control what kind of data you can enter. And 3, when you put them all together, you make a website truly interactive. That's it. You now get the fundamental building blocks of how you talk to websites and how they talk back to you. You have officially unlocked interactive websites. But wait, we're not done yet. How do we make these forms even smarter? Is there a way to make sure the information is correct before you even hit submit? Well, that's what we're covering next time when we dive into form attributes and validation. You are not going to want to miss it.